So next question. Okay, so ASAR 29. In this update, the dev team fixed the retraction of the punches. Use the word. Pardon me? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Use the word locomotion. Is that the same thing?
So, I believe ASAR 29. So he's actually asking if locomotion refers to the speed of the retraction of punches. Locomotion does not refer to that. Locomotion is essentially the boxer's foot speed. So one of the things that we've done, obviously the first one, most important to you, all you guys, is the glue feet. So we basically adjusted the locomotion speed when boxers are toe-to-toe. Before, if the boxers were standing this close together, the guy moving forward was moving slower, and the guy moving backwards was moving slower. So now what we've done is we've allowed a guy moving backwards to move a little bit faster. So you're not able to sort of trap a guy with the magnet effect or the glue feet or anything like that anymore. That's one change to locomotion we did. The other change we did was that if you were throwing combinations of punches, we slowed down your locomotion more than we did before. There's always been the ability to punch and move in Fight Night round 4. We just tuned it down so that if you're continually punching, you'll eventually come to a stop and sort of start sitting down to your punches. The reason we did that was to address the spamming issue. We had guys that were body spamming, and then they just kept walking towards you, throwing body punches, and because you couldn't get away, they could keep you in range and keep throwing punches. By slowing them down when they're punching and allowing you to move backwards a little bit faster, we addressed both the spamming and the glue feet issue. So, but as far as the punch retraction, that's a separate thing than locomotion. And to the best of my knowledge, we haven't done any major tuning to the punch animations. So the retraction speed, the extension speed of each punch should pretty much be the same as it always has been. Another Lord Lionheart skates. Is he your friend?
I think we just threw that in the end there because it's something that they've been talking about.
Yeah.
So
I'll answer that for sure.
What is going on, and what are the plans, prizes, and sponsors for tournament mode? It also seems to be heavyweights only. Can we get some kind of update on this, please?
Okay, so some kind of update is what are the plans for prizes and sponsors? Well, we plan to have more live events, more tournaments. The Gillette sponsored event's coming up. I think actually tomorrow it starts. And do we plan on having prizes? Yeah, absolutely. The prizes will vary. They can be monetary, they can be products, they can be all kinds of things that we can give away for free. It only seems to be heavyweights. Yeah, the first couple of tournaments that we held were heavyweight only. We did that specifically so we could ensure that all the participants would always find matches because there would be one weight division as opposed to, as Brian alluded to earlier, a segmentation based on lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight. We can change that. We can change that so that some tournaments in the future are middleweight tournaments or lightweight tournaments. We can definitely do that. We can run 3 concurrently. We thought we'd start with heavyweight. It seems to be the most popular division. So that's where we're going to start for now. But in the future, to summarize, yes, there will be more tournaments. Yes, there will be prizes. The prizes can be anything from money to fancy T-shirts, which is really this is worth more than money. You can't put a price on this. Will we go from heavyweights to other weight divisions? Yes, we will. When we will make that decision based on the time and the event. All right, Lord Lionheart, you're done.
That's it for you. I think we've been through pretty much. Wait, there's one from Cauliflower or
there's a Chess Rockwell here, but we've already answered his question. But great username, Chess Rockwell.
That is. Big Shot Jr. Tune punch accuracy when opponents are moving their head. What does this mean? So essentially, that just means we reduced punch accuracy when somebody's trying to be defensive. So if I'm slipping, moving my head, ducking, bobbing, weaving, your opponent's ability to track your head in time and space is less than it was before. So just trying to make it so that if you're trying to be defensive, I mean, I know I've been playing online and I play sometimes, and it's sometimes a little bit frustrating when I thought I reacted in time in order to slip my head out of the way, but the guy just ends up targeting and hitting me anyway. So we just try to make it a little bit more rewarding if you're trying to be defensive, that the other guy doesn't have quite as great laser accuracy. So we just tune down punch accuracy when you're being defensive. That doesn't it doesn't count when if you're just standing in front of somebody, they're still able to just see where you are and hit you. But if you move your head, they're going to have trouble tracking you down. That's pretty much the way that works. Iron Mike Tyson.
Well, Iron M. Tyson.
Oh.
It could be Iron
Maurice?
Morris.
Iron Maurice Tyson. Will duplicated licensed boxers' names carry over with announcers?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Anytime you have a last name that has audio, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the Edit Boxer or the Create Boxer functionality in the front end of Fight Night 4, when you go in there, there's actually an option that allows you to select from a predetermined list of last names that have recorded audio for them. So if you haven't done that, your name might be in there. There's hundreds. Go ahead and look for that. But for sure, Mike Tyson, if you duplicate and edit Mike Tyson, we already have the audio recorded, and the audio will be in the game, and the announcers will be able to call his last name out for sure. There was one more I wanted to...
Oh, Ring Rivalries. Why didn't I see that one?
Oh, just while you're looking for that, I'll just read. There's a question from J/J-Bells08. He has two questions. One we've answered about more fixes, and the second question was editing of boxers. Will it take a cab spot? Yes. Great question, J/Bells08. It will take a cab spot. So when you duplicate and edit a boxer, he becomes, technically, it's like he's a created boxer, even though he's a duplicated and licensed one. So it will take a cab spot, yes.
And so Stavros27 asking about ring rivalries. What would be the difference between Fight Now match between Ali and Fraser, or any combination of major rivalries? How will it stand out from the same Fight and Fight Now, and what will the 20 rivalries be? I didn't write down the list of the 20 rivalries, but I'll try and remember most of them off the top of my head. But to the first part of the question, taking a look at, say, the Ali Fraser matchup. We did a rivalry for Ali Fraser 1 and a rivalry for Ali Fraser 3. Those are kind of it was the bookend of their trilogy. Ali Fraser 1, Ali was coming back sort of after his exile from the sport. Fraser was, the champion of the world at the time and basically in his prime. So we adjusted their ratings to sort of suit that. We sort of took Ali a notch down from what he would be in Fight Now, and made Joe Fraser bumped him up a little bit. So in that fight, it's not going to be the same as playing in Fight Now. For Ali Fraser 3, we actually kind of dropped them both down from what they are in Fight Now, because they were both at a point in their careers where they had been through some serious battles, and they were getting up there in age. Obviously there was some rumors that people thought Fraser was shot. People thought Ali, wasn't taking training seriously. So we basically scaled them down a little bit so that they're not quite as the athletic dynamos that they are in their prime in Fight Now, or as Fraser is in the first matchup. So we do adjust the ratings for different matchups. As another example, for any matchup that we put Manny Pacquiao in against Barrera or Morales, we scaled his ratings down so that he's in the featherweight category as opposed to being in the welterweight category, knocking out guys like Miguel Cotto at present. Because if we put that Manny Pacquiao in against Eric Morales or Marco Antonio Barrera, then it's going to be a really short night. So we have to adjust the ratings to make sure that the matchup makes sense. As far as the 20 rivalries in the game, I will try and remember as many as I can. But Ali Fraser 1, Ali Fraser 3, Ali Foreman,
Hagler
Hearns is in there. Leonard Hearns is in there. I think actually, Leonard Duran, Hagler Hearns. Oh, we already said that. Yeah. Ali, Cassius Clay and Sonny Liston, because we have Sonny Liston as a DLC fighter.
Holyfield Tyson.
Holyfield versus Tyson, obviously a big one.
Yeah.
Lewis versus Tyson is a big one. I don't know if we put Lewis Holyfield in there. I can't remember. Robinson versus Almada, Barrera Morales, Pacquiao Morales.
There's more than one Barrera Morales in there?
I think there's 2 Barrera Morales. I think there's 2 Pacquiao Morales. I put Cotto versus Mosley, because that was a good scrap from recently. Mosley versus De La Hoya.
Yeah, I was going to say what De La Hoya ones was De La Hoya as well.
And then actually, I'm going to quit trying to remember all these because I'm just going to start repeating myself. But we also did put in Cotto versus Pacquiao, even though we didn't know how it was going to end. We just sort of
Mayweather Pacquiao? I'm just joking. He's not in there.
That's not. Nobody's going to
Sorry,
think that's funny.
Was it?
But so yeah, Cotto versus Pacquiao, and basically as many as we could think of, we put in there, and it's about, I think it's actually 20 or 21. So lots of good historical matchups in there. So.